Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some Animal Revolt Battle Simulator, and welcome to a new year. Happy New Year to all of you. I said that on a couple of the other channels, but I don't think I said it here. I know we're a few days into the new year, but Happy New Year. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking around with me. And in today's video, we are doing another certain Kaiju versus a lot of Godzilla Kaiju. We've got Space Godzilla here, who we are apparently gonna be seeing in the new movie, whatchamacallit, Godzilla X Kong Supernova, which is coming out this year, right? It's this year or next year? I think it's 2026. I could be. I don't really know. Regardless, we got Space Godzilla today going up against a whole bunch, you know how we do it here, of Godzilla Kaiju. Let's go ahead and start off the video right. New year, new Godzilla, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how Space Godzilla does in his, oh my goodness, hey. If that's anything like we're gonna be seeing in the movie, Godzilla's got some worries on his hands. Space Godzilla, that was good. See, this one though, this is what I think they would need. At least Thermo Godzilla, Evolved Godzilla, something along those lines to do something against Space Godzilla. Let me know in the comments, bro. What do you think's gonna happen in Godzilla X Kong Supernova? What do you think that the Godzilla Kaiju would need to actually be able to beat Space Godzilla in a fight? Do you think, like, how many Kaiju would they need? How many, what? Okay, he didn't fall off the map, never mind. Thermo Godzilla looking like he's probably gonna beat Space Godzilla already. And never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, Space Godzilla already took an L. Hey, if y'all remember the video, I think it was just like a couple days ago, right? That we just did with MechaGodzilla, our boy went pretty much undefeated. I think he might have lost the one time, but overall, MechaGodzilla, what is that move? MechaGodzilla has definitely been the best. See, when Space Godzilla hits that, though, it's pretty much over with. Like, he should have hit that on Thermo, but he didn't. So right now, he is 2-1. 2-1. He's won 2 times and lost 1 time in today's video. I'm telling you, right when he hits that move, it goes kind of ballistic. You know what I'm saying? With that, that electric, I don't even know what you would call it. Electric space breath? Which has got to stink, by the way, right? They ain't got toothbrushes in space, you know what I'm saying? Space Godzilla over here with that rank breath. That's probably why everybody be, you know, passing out as soon as he hits that move. Oh! Really, Zilla? You know the rules, man, and now you're going to the arena. You guys know the vibe here. If somebody gets knocked off the map, they got to get transported, teleported to the battle arena. So we'll see what happens here. By the way, Zilla, if Zilla does get demolished here, there goes that breath or beam, whatever you want to call it. Already lost most of and then gets smacked across the map. If Zilla loses here, you guys do know, most likely, that Zilla does have another, wait a minute, another variant, which is a newer variant. Okay, Zilla's starting pretty good, though. If he didn't get hit with that, whatever breath that Space Godzilla has, he'd be in great shape. And, oh, tail whip. Okay, Zilla. Well, bro, you know what I'm wanting to do? We need to do some type of tournament again because I've been missing those. Like a Kaiju tournament or something like that. Maybe like a huge, just a ginormous Kaiju tournament. Wait a minute! Space Godzilla! Okay, he does end up beating Zilla, but that took all that Space Godzilla had. Which kind of makes me nervous for what's gonna happen here because we got the Zilla Jr. model that's pretty savage. I mean, it looks savage, if anything else. Oh, hold up. Look at Space Godzilla with the spike run. Oh my goodness. What the? Oh, like I was saying, and he's roaring at him while he's down. You shouldn't have did that. Look, you got punched straight in the jaw right there. Space Godzilla losing a bunch of HP. If he doesn't hit that atomic breath or whatever his beam is called move, he'll be losing. Wait a minute. There goes the breath. Oh my gosh, it's a close battle. But it's looking like Zilla Jr. is gonna have the advantage. With the new variant, this might be a 2-2 record for Space Godzilla at the moment. Are we gonna have our first losing record Kaiju? Surely not, right? We're gonna go ahead and transport him to the other battle arena here. And we've got Shin Godzilla already hitting that breath. Are we serious? Here's the thing with Shin Godzilla. This is the weaker version. Or not really the weaker version, but like the first version of Shin Godzilla. So I don't know how good he's gonna, I mean, he's starting off great, actually. But there is one more version of Shin Godzilla. I really wish we had 2 versions of Space Godzilla, but this is the only one we have currently. They haven't made like a newer version of him, and he's been out for a very long time. Ooh, maybe when Supernova comes out, we can get like Supernova Space Godzilla or something. That would be insane. Regardless, Shin Godzilla might not need his other variant This is actually a really close fight. He might not need it, but he might need it at the same time. Shin Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. If Space Godzilla hits that breath one time for the one, are you stepping on him? That's like very heavyweight disrespectful. Okay, there we go with the spike rush or the whatever you want to call that. It's gonna come down to who hits the the breath or the beam last. Neither of them are hitting beams though. They're just throwing hands. Hand-to-hand combat. Look. Okay, really? He decided to take out the breath at the last moment and barely beat Space Godzilla. Look at that HP. Bro, Space Godzilla is currently 2-3. That is a losing record. Like, bro, what is my man doing? Can you get to 3-3 on the day? You gotta face Kong, all right? Kong is gonna be in the next movie. His name is literally in the title. Oh my goodness. Hopefully that doesn't happen to him in the movie. Space Godzilla's 3-3. I mean, goodness gracious. All right, well, since Godzilla got obliterated earlier in this video, he came back as a skeleton. I didn't even know we had this. We got Godzilla skeleton here. I don't know what kind of moves he has. I don't know how strong. I've never even seen this kaiju. If you could even call this a kaiju, I don't know. Oh, all right, well, it served the same fate as the Godzilla that got obliterated. Good job, Space. I think Space Godzilla's currently 4-3, right? He's about to go up against Gigan here. So we'll see. I mean, he's at least gonna have to get to like 5 wins to be even. Right now, he's 4-3. So if he loses this, things start to get tricky because you know how we do it here. We only do about 10 to 12 battles just to see if, they can go with a winning record or a losing. Or I'm telling you, Space Godzilla, you need to consistently just hit whatever move that is, brother. That is a savage move. Okay, so currently 5-3. If anything, on the day, he's at least gonna have like, an even record. He can't go losing record, but like he could be the first one to have an even record. Wait a minute. Destoroyah, not even the new version of Destoroyah might win this. Destoroyah does have one more variant that if he loses, we're gonna take out. But he didn't even need it. The old version of Destoroyah just obliterated. I mean, that does make sense. Space Godzilla's kind of setting it up in Supernova for Destoroyah later on. We'll see, but yeah, Destoroyah wins. Which does actually mean that Space Godzilla right now is 5-4 on the day. If he loses to Super Godzilla here, which this is not even his new version. If he loses to Super Godzilla, he's gonna be the first one to ever have an even record in our battle rather than a winning record. Godzilla, I'm pretty sure, went like 6-4, and then MechaGodzilla went 10-0. Buddy was absolutely going crazy. And the only bad thing about this battle right here is, like I said, Space Godzilla, as you can see, he just lost, but he does have one more version, which is gonna be this version right here. He's more detailed. He's like, more beefy. Like, look at these muscles. I don't really think he's gonna lose to Space Godzilla here. Look at the run, bro. My boy runs straight at Space Godzilla. Starts throwing hands. Like I said, though, I mean, when Space Godzilla gets off that breath or that beam, whatever you want to call it, things get crazy. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, he's still in the Kaiju boxing ring for the moment, but Super Godzilla, here comes the beam. Ladies and gentlemen, what the Super Godzilla? Is he still hitting him? Well, hey, if Space Godzilla lands back in the arena, it's still fine. I don't really know where he's gonna land. We'll see. He landed right back in the arena. Okay, really? Well, you guys know where we're gonna have to go from here. You didn't win, all right? You threw him out of the arena. So let's try this one more time here. Space Godzilla versus the new and where are you going? Hello? What the? I don't know what Super Godzilla's doing right now. Wait, did I put him on the same team or something? Hold on, let me try this again. All right, maybe Space or Super Godzilla. There we go, okay. Super Godzilla now knows what he's doing here. And we will see who is actually the better version of Godzilla. Is it Super G? Oh my goodness. All right, buddy started off mad strong here. He was like, all right, if I can't throw him out, I'll just overpower him. Are we serious right now? What the? All right, I didn't know he could do all that. Space Godzilla is almost dead. Look at his HP right now. Not looking very good. Meanwhile, Super Godzilla is looking very good. And he's finishing off the job today. My boy Space Godzilla went 5-5 on today's video. But we're gonna do a little bit more battling here. We're gonna give him a little bit more of a chance to, get some dubs, but like overall in 10 battles, he only went even. All right, just for fun, seeing that, they kind of got bullied. Now they have a whole squad of Space Godzillas here. I'm sure that now they'll win against Super Godzilla, but if somehow Super Godzilla wins, this will be the greatest. We'll have to do maybe we do Super Godzilla in the next video anyways. I want to see Super Godzilla in this version versus every Godzilla Kaiju, like we normally do. So we'll probably be seeing a Super Godzilla very soon, but right now, hey, he's holding his own, bro. Look at this. He dropped off one of them, and his HP isn't like all the way down. It's barely at half right now. But with Space Godzilla's breath here, it is looking like Super Godzilla is taking a seat. Hey, he took out 2 with him, all right? If it was a 2v1, Super Godzilla would have won. Actually, you know what? Let's make it like semi-fair. Semi-fair. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of Space Godzilla, and then we've got 5 Super Godzillas. Surely, Space Godzilla would still win, right? It's a 7-on-5. Space Godzilla should oh my, look at that, Space Godzilla. He's out there on his own, bro. He is getting tossed to the nether realm at the moment. Oh my, I don't even know where the other Space Godzilla went. I actually think he got launched. Oh, hold up. Bunch of beams, bunch of breath going on. We still have a lot of Space Godzillas, and they are teaming up at the moment. See, Space Godzilla's playing it smart. If they lose one Space Godzilla, they just kind of bundle up together. And start, oh, yo, that was so sick. He didn't end up hitting anything, but one was kind of like launching Space Godzilla in the, what is that move? That's the first time I've seen it come out of the stomach. Okay, we still had 1, 2, 3, 4 Super Godzillas up. And what did we have? Did we have 5? I don't even know. Yeah, I think we had 5 because that one got demolished. But only 1 Super Godzilla out of all of them. And then 7 of the Space Godzillas got obliterated. Like I said, guys, let me know who you would want to see next. We just saw Space Godzilla. He didn't do too hot. All right, he did not do great. The video actually went pretty fast because he didn't do great. But let me know who you would like to see next. It might be Super Godzilla. I feel like he could go undefeated. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I love ya. Goodbye.